It's that same sort of commitment to whatever your standard is in your organization, your store, and your business. A commitment to your standard that you've built over your career, maybe over generations in your business and your organization. That standard is a key reason why you're still sitting in this office, in this room, in this building, and the reason why your business is still successful and exists when so many that you know and around you have not made it or have sold and moved on to different things. So one of the last questions we ask today is, how do I connect millennials in my business with the existing generations that are already there? Adam said it, they're coming. It's the tip of the iceberg. In 10 years, they'll dominate the workforce. Now, there are some folks in your business right now, in your stores right now, who are of the Xer generation and the Boomer generation, and they're not in any hurry to leave. It's not going to be a cut and paste situation. You're going to have a transformation in your organization as new generation comes in and the old generation stays. I'm an Xer. I've got a lot of bills left to pay. So I'm going to be working for a lot longer. And if I'm in your organization, I'm not going to be pushed out because you've got a new generation coming in. How do I connect millennials with other generations? The answer is simple. Let it happen. You've got to foster what we call membership negotiation. As the new generation comes in, the old generation is there. The key is to not make the mistake of segregation. We don't want to segregate, we don't want to divide, we don't want to push over here, we don't want to marginalize. We've got to make sure in our businesses, on our retail floors, in our back rooms, and in our warehouses, we've got to make sure that we are connecting people with people. The number one way to connect, to make sure this transformation happens successfully, is to connect the new generation with the old. And by connect, I mean let it happen. Facilitate it, encourage it, but don't mandate it, and don't make it arbitrary. Let the negotiation happen over time. I'm going to piggyback Adam's story about Alabama football. And again, whether you're an Alabama football fan or not, it doesn't matter. Just use it as an example of a successful organization. We get to travel with the team from time to time as they go on road games. We get to go with the team in all aspects of the team. So team meetings, team meals, the whole thing. And we get to watch it happen. And then sort of report back to the coaches, report back to the organization about what we see. I see socialization. I see a new generation coming in and an old generation staying. I see those generations collide, even in an atmosphere where everybody's between 19 and 23. Because there are juniors and there are seniors, and here come the freshmen, and here come the sophomores. There's sophomores, juniors, and seniors, here come the freshmen. Here comes the next generation, more talented than they are, faster than they are, better than they are, not as experienced. And those freshmen weren't promised playing time, but they were the best in the country at what they did, and they expect playing time. They've always been the star, so now they're going to be the star. Now, you can have arbitrary rules about freshmen not playing. You can do all kinds of things to keep these groups separated, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and that's not how they do it at Alabama. That's not how they do it at most universities. You've got to foster that negotiation. You've got to let them get together and figure out their own skills and abilities and figure out their own preferences and let them connect together and gel, whether it's on a retail floor or in a warehouse or in an office. Now, the one thing I'll leave you with before I turn it back over to Adam, and I think it's one of the key pieces of the entire day, as we begin to come to a close. I use the word standard when I started this little piece. And I want to end this little piece with the word standard. Because we're going to let generations negotiate. We're going to let generations adjust. We're going to let things happen naturally. But the one thing we are not going to do, and I mean ever, we are not going to sacrifice the standards that made our business successful in order to accommodate this generation. I'll end with a quick story. We're at a team meal at the Missouri game 2 years ago at Missouri. At the team dinner before the game, this is the night before the ball game. The groups, the athletes can sit anywhere they want to sit. Coaches sit in a certain area. Athletes can spread out and sit anywhere they want to sit. No segregation. They are fostering membership negotiation, not by class, not by position. Everybody sits where they want to sit. Just so happens, as it happens in life, a lot of the freshmen sat together. And they sat at a table together. And there is a rule at the team dinner on the night before a game, an Alabama game, when you're having dinner as a team. You don't talk. You come in, the food is set down in front of you, you eat the food, and you go to your next meeting. We don't have time for talking. We're focused because we've got a ball game to play tomorrow. And I watched it happen. I watched the freshman table. You know, the freshman table. We always have the kids' table. When you're in a holiday, the freshman table. I saw it start happening. A little bit of whisper. And then, it started happening. The standard was being challenged. There's a standard. We don't talk at the team dinner. There's a standard. Silence at the team dinner. And the freshmen started to break that standard, started to challenge that standard. Some of those freshmen are starting. Some of them are big stars already. Bigger stars than the juniors and seniors sitting at the other table. Some of these juniors and seniors have been replaced by these freshmen who are talking at the table. And then it happened. There was a table of juniors and seniors in the middle. 3 of them from the table stood up, turned around, looked at the freshman table, and did this. Shh. And there was no more talking. So you can accommodate, you can engage, you can recruit, you can bring them in, but you're here because you were successful for this generation and previous generations. Do not change your standard.